Krishna's childhood pastimes. Krishna's yawning and childhood pranks. Even Krishna yawns, gets tired. No one, it doesn't happen though from hearing Krishna Lila. Yasoda felt as if she had attained the ultimate fulfillment of all desires by having Krishna as her son. Gazing at the lotus face of her darling pleased her more than pleasure itself. One day Krishna yawned while Vrajeshwari breastfed him. His yawning face appeared like a fully blossoming lotus flower. Yashoda saw the earth and all its trees, mountains, oceans, and cities situated in Krishna's mouth. She also saw both herself and Nanda Maharaj within his mouth. Perceiving this touch of her son's transcendental opulence overwhelmed Yasoda with astonishment. What more can be said? On another day, when Yasoda breastfed Krishna, she glanced lovingly at his lotus face and said, "O my darling son, please open your mouth so that I can see if any baby teeth have come in yet." Yasoda saw his baby teeth looking just like tiny drops of her breast milk. In this way, Krishna fulfilled the desires of everyone, just as the rising moon creates happiness in all directions with its soothing rays. Every day it appeared that Pushti Devi, the goddess of satisfaction, directly served Krishna by ever increasing his pleasure. Sometimes Yasoda held Krishna to her breast, and other times Nanda carried him about on his shoulders. Although Krishna is beyond the force of time, rules, and regulations, by his free will, he seemed to be following the laws governing human beings. At this time, Krishna, whose body is softer than the petals of a lotus, crawled around Nanda's courtyard on his hands and knees. Hearing the sweet tinkling of his own waist bells, Krishna stopped moving around and looked with surprise. Turning his conch shell-shaped neck, he glanced curiously over his shoulder. Seeing these childish antics of Krishna filled Mother Yasoda's heart with inconceivable joy. What was Krishna looking for? He wanted to know where it was coming from. I'm okay. Not yet. I will need it soon though. But for now I'm okay. Crawling across the room, Krishna eventually came to the door leading outside. Birds sat on the arches over the jewel-inlaid doorway. Seeing the birds' forms reflected in the jewels, Krishna tried to touch them with his soft, reddish fingers, which resembled the pink color, Aruna, of the sky at dawn. The elderly gopis relished these simple yet sublime pastimes of Krishna Kumara. Krishna is completely made of transcendental consciousness, yet he appears to act like an ordinary human child. Although he has assumed a charmingly soft and enchantingly beautiful form, he is actually the concentrated form of the Absolute Truth. Just for fun, Krishna crawled around like a little baby, pretending to be learning about the world. By such pastimes, he filled the Vrajavasi ladies with joy. Sometimes the elderly gopis joked with Krishna and affectionately asked him, "Point to your face, point to your ear, where are your eyes?" That's what. I wonder if they're going to ask him, "Where are you?" Huh? Krishna wouldn't be able to do anything because what can he do? His body is not different from him. He would have to just do the same thing all over again. Krishna answered by touching those parts with his delicate leaf-like fingers. The ladies continued, "Krishna, show us your teeth." Krishna put his lotus hand to his mouth, smiled, and replied shyly, "My teeth have not come out. My teeth have not come out. Have not yet come out." The wife of Upananda asked Krishna, "Who is your father? Who is your mother? Please tell us." Again, beaming with that irresistible smile, Krishna Kumar pointed towards Yasoda and Nanda Baba with his leaf-like hand. The Vraja Gopis thrilled with bliss to see this. One nurse doesn't say how old Krishna was. Last he said his age, he wasn't a year yet. The Trinavarta. That doesn't say here. One nurse, brimming with maternal affection, tested Krishna's speaking ability. She said, "Can you say the names of your parents?" Krishna answered with distinct, softly spoken words. Then, to everyone's amazement, Krishna Kumar transgressed the rules of Sanskrit by combining the first syllable of the word mata, or mother, and the second syllable of the word tata, father, and said mata again and again. Sometime later, Krishna crawled into a room full of gems and jewels and became afraid upon seeing his own reflection in the jewels. In his enchantment, he tried to erase the reflection with his hand, but he could not remove the image at all. Overcome with fear, Krishna climbed up on Yasoda's lap in order to escape. Krishna tried to stand up and take a few steps on his own. Falling on his bottom, he would look unhappily at Yasoda and cry for a moment. To encourage him, Yasoda held Krishna's finger and walked beside him. Then that lotus face, which had previously wilted from crying, blossomed with a bright smile. Thus Krishna brought great joy to Mother Yasoda with his moon-like face, which bathed his body in the nectar of gentle beauty. One day, Radharani's grandmother, Mukara, played a joke on Krishna by asking, "Oh, darling, go fetch the clay pot, the large clay pot, the low wooden seat, and the drinking cup." With a mild smile on his face, Krishna gingerly held some of the articles in his hands while balancing the remainder on his gorgeous belly. After walking some distance, Krishna rested a little while, and then slowly lifted those articles and brought them all to Mukara. The heavy items that he could not lift, he just touched and left alone. Then the wives of Upananda and Sunanda arrived and asked Vrajarajananda if they could see Krishna. Due to having previously worshipped great devotees like Narada Muni and others, the wives of Upananda and Sunanda achieved the rare fortune of seeing the charming lotus feet of Krishna. They lifted Krishna onto their laps and said, "Oh, darling, you are the son of the king, so just drop these things. Such work is not proper for you." Then they rebuked Mukura and threw away the things Krishna had carried. In so many ways, the village ladies joked with Krishna. One elderly gopi said, "Oh, my beloved Krishna, if you dance for me, I will give you some sweet butter." Krishna danced with delight for the pleasure of Yasoda and the gopis by gracefully moving his legs and gesturing artfully with his hands. So what was Krishna offered for dancing? Sweet butter. At another time, one gopi didn't say whether he got it or not, but I guess he did. At another time, one gopi smiled and said, "What is that, darling, that looks like a golden doll? Is that beautiful golden line adorning your chest your wife?" Everyone laughed. When Krishna agreed by smiling and slightly moving his head from side to side. Hey, Krishna. At other times, Yasoda affectionately dressed Krishna with exquisitely fine, beautiful yellow cloth that complemented his attractive waist. Unaccustomed to such opulent dress, Krishna felt bothered by it, so he tried to take it off while frowning and crying. Yasoda greatly enjoyed watching Krishna throw away his clothes. Once the housewives of Vrindavan sat in a lonely place, braiding Yasoda's hair and decorating her with her favorite jewelry. Suddenly restless Krishna snatched the ornaments from Yasoda's body and tried to put them on again in the wrong places. Thus Krishna, with a splendid necklace hanging from his chest, gradually completed his crawling pastimes, Charana Viharan. Watching the babyhood pastimes of his beloved son immersed Vrajarajananda in an ocean of bliss. From now, we will describe more of Krishna Balaram's nectarian pastimes. In order to see Krishna's childhood pastimes, the demigods had previously worshipped Devaki. But even more venerable than the demigods is Rohini, the mother of Balaram, who had performed an unlimited number of pious deeds. She existed as the embodiment of piety. That person whom Rohini carried within her womb took birth before Lord Krishna. Rohini was famous because her son manifested both the majesty and the sweet love of the absolute truth. All the great sages and realized saints have glorified Rohini, the mother of Baladev. Krishna and Balaram behaved just like ordinary human children. The beautiful display of their pastimes seemed like the movements of emerald and crystal. When they played together, Krishna and Balaram looked like a monsoon cloud and moonbeams, a white lotus and a blue lotus, a pure white swan gliding on the ice, blue waves of the Yamuna, or a ray of moonlight shining through the darkest night. Can anyone say one of those things? Without looking at the... Huh? I'm not gliding across the. Yes. 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 Uh-huh. To the dark monsoon cloud. Huh? Oh, yes. That's right. White lotus and the blue lotus. The fantastic transcendental pastimes of Krishna and Balaram far surmounted the frivolous play of ordinary children. The spiritual bodies of Krishna and Balaram glistened like the attractive glow of blue sapphires and pure crystals. When Balaram embraced his brother in a playful mood of ecstasy, Krishna looked like a blue jewel held within a conch shell. Seeing the mixture of their brilliant effulgences, Yasoda could not tell them apart. At such times, she often mistook Krishna for Balaram. During their childhood, Krishna and Balaram behaved very naughtily. Taking sticks in their hands, they used to chase ferocious animals. Sometimes they ran into blazing forest fires or dashed in front of proud bulls while fearlessly trying to grab their long horns. I wonder what Yasoda does at those times. These actions terrified Yasoda and Rohini and filled them with apprehension and concern for their beloved boys. The name-giving ceremony of Krishna. Vasudeva, the embodiment of pure goodness, sent the famous priest Garga Muni to Gokula to perform the name-giving ceremony of Krishna and Balaram. By his purity, Vasudeva blessed everyone and liberated his ancestors from their sinful reactions. Because of having perfectly controlled his senses, his fame spread in every direction for all time. The essence of yajna is mantra, and the essence of Gargarishi was his vast intelligence, which he used to give expert advice. As Kapila Muni had previously described the 24 elements of material nature, Garga Muni explained the truth of the planetary movements. He perfectly understood the 4 Vedas and the 22 different intonations of chanting Vedic mantras. As the ocean is the source of all rivers, Gargarishi stood as a rich storehouse of all branches of Vedic knowledge. As the sun removes darkness and manifests simultaneously in many places, Garga Muni destroyed the ocean of ignorance and became famous everywhere for his austerities. He also established a dynasty in his name. As clouds gathered over Mount Sumeru, the season where, the best of mountains, and pour profuse rain during the monsoon season. Wherever Garga Muni stayed in Vrindavan, he showered everyone with unlimited joy. Due to his exceptional character, he brought good fortune to all. Garga Muni, the Acharya of the Yadu dynasty, did not immediately disclose the reason for his visiting Nanda Maharaj. Rajaraj Nanda received him respectively, offered obeisances, worshipped him, and washed his feet. Serving the great sage filled Nanda's heart with remarkable bliss. Afterwards, Nanda Maharaj took Garga Muni to a private place, sprinkled the sage's charanamrita on his head, and spoke submissively, "O best of the sages, saints of your caliber show compassion to others by your exemplary behavior. You remove the sufferings of birth, death, disease, old age, and other miseries without a doubt. Sages like you sanctify the world. Indeed, I have attained unlimited fortune by drinking your charanamrita. Simply a particle of dust from the feet of a realized soul like you, who possesses all auspicious qualities, can liberate the entire universe from mountains of sin. Those who worship saintly persons usually have many desires to fulfill. Simply by seeing you today, the creeper of my desire has borne fruit. Although you are physically strong, you are devoid of desire. You act only to benefit others by relieving their distress. Your presence here has made my life successful, so I need not ask why you have come. But listen, I have something to say which you may not like. I am praying to you because you are famous throughout the world for your compassion and selflessness. Your glories illuminate the whole world. I am disturbed by various anxieties, but I feel somewhat afraid to approach you because of your exalted position. Nevertheless, since your heart is very soft, I feel inclined to reveal my mind to you, O Master. The fame of Anaka Dundubi, Vasudev, is heard throughout the world like the sound of a Dundubi drum. I will be pleased and indebted if you publicly announce the names of our two sons, Rama and Krishna. Please perform the necessary rituals for their auspicious name-giving ceremony. Favorably inclined, Gargamuni replied, O Vrajaraj, your humility conquers the hearts of everyone, and your submissive request is free from pride and arrogance. As the soothing rays of the moon bring pleasure to the Kumuda flower, I will satisfy your cherished desire in all respects. There is no one in this world like the wicked King Kamsa. He is notorious for his cruelty and cannot stand to see anyone else enjoy. He is like a poisonous fruit on a dangling creeper. He defeated the demigods and put everyone in distress. Now, without any challenge, he has seized control of your country. Kamsa is always meditating upon the son of Vasudeva and inquiring about his whereabouts. He hisses loudly like a snake hiding in a mountain cave. He knows I am the Acharya of the Yadu dynasty. Therefore, O Vajraraj Nanda, if I perform the auspicious name-giving ceremony of your son, then the inimical kings who are moving amongst us in disguise will immediately disclose the news to that wicked king. All the sinful kings of the Bhoja dynasty will treat us cruelly due to their malice, and among them Kamsa is envious and malicious. As a fire burning within a tree causes continual pain, such kings give relentless suffering to others. It is very difficult, therefore, to execute this ceremony. Overwhelmed with lamentation over Gargamuni's words, Nanda Maharaj replied, O my master, your statements are certainly correct. Is there anyone alive who could be envious of you? O affectionate one, the foolish people will not know if we secretly hold a name-giving ceremony in my house. Besides our 4 eyes, there are no other eyes here to see. No one else will find out if we observe the ceremony, along with our intimate family members. Since you are the embodiment of fortune, your presence alone can easily remove the misery of material existence. There is no need for the external pomp of drums, cymbals, and other musical instruments. You alone can perform the ceremony by chanting all the necessary hymns and mantras. Gargamuni's face beamed happily upon hearing Nanda's words. As a glass bowl of oil reveals the objects within it, Gargamuni's executing this service showed his inner prema ras. Mother Yasoda and Rohini then brought Krishna and Ram before the great sage. While gazing at Krishna, Gargamuni mused, quote, "The body of this little boy holds within itself all the truths of the Upanishads, and he firmly establishes the existence of God. Is he a flower on the desire tree, causing all good fortune? Is his form the origin of the nectar ocean of condensed bliss? Jnanis see him as Brahman, or the Lord of the universe. Mental speculators see him as the creator. Mystic yogis see him as a supersoul, and saintly devotees worship him as Bhagavan. Although beyond the influence of time and space, that very same personality of Godhead plays in the lap of his pure devotees, Nanda and Yasoda. Oh, what amazing sight! Is he the causeless origin of a beautiful light within the dense darkness of ignorance? Ah, his form is completely astonishing. Though reclining on the lap of his mother, he floods my heart with a stream of joy. His darshan satisfies my eyes like a lamp of cooling camphor. The fragrance of his body resembles the sweet smell of burning agaru and sandalwood. Krishna causes my body to manifest ecstatic symptoms such as shaking, hair standing erect, and mental bewilderment. I came here to do his name-giving ceremony, but if this joyous state continues, it will be impossible for me to do it. Considering the situation, Garga again pondered. If I hold on to his feet, everyone will say, this Garga Muni has gone crazy. If I embrace him to my chest, people will say I'm acting frivolously. Alas, if I hold back and do nothing, I will become filled with anxiety and lose my patience. But never mind. Let it be like this. Today my life has really become fortunate. My eyes have attained perfection. My learning and exalted birth have now become blessed. The Lord has shown his compassion upon me and made my life successful by making me the Acharya of the divine Yadu dynasty. Thinking thus, Garga Muni simultaneously drank nectar and bathed in an ocean of bliss. Due to this, he seemed to be sleeping, though awake, to be an illusion, though wise, to have fallen unconscious, though alive, to be blind, though seeing, to be deaf, though hearing, speaking, though appearing dumb, and to be frivolous, though patient. Yasoda and Rohini brought Krishna and Ram to Garga Muni. Full of all good fortune, these two boys remove all misfortune. Before naming the children, Garga Muni blessed them by chanting auspicious mantras. After dispelling all negative elements, Garga Muni selected appropriate names and initiated the ceremony, saying, "The son of Vasudeva is as powerful as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he shall be named Bala, because he possesses extraordinary power. In the future, he will enjoy wrestling, so he will also be called Baladev." Sometimes his friends will defeat him in the sport of cracking jokes. At that time, they will say, "O Deva, now show us your strength." For his relishing of hasyaras, the mellow of humor, he will be called Balaram. Bala, Baladev, Balaram. Why Baladev? Wrestling, yes. And why Bala? Why Balaram? Hasyaras. Hasyaras. Yes, mellow of humor. He is the personification of fame and perfection, and more glorious than the Creator. Since he will attract all people and remove their sins, the name, anyone know? He attracts. What is the name of Baladev who attracts? Huh? What's the...
We all have text in front of our eyes.
Oh. Okay. All right. Since he will attract all people and remove their sins, the name Sankarshana also befits him. Handsome and pleasing to everyone, this boy will become famous as Ram. Because he will show extraordinary strength while playing, he will be called Balaram. As Bhakti Yoga is found among the four castes, your youngest son appears in four colors: white, red, yellow, and dark blue. Although your son resembles the hue of a blue sapphire, in every millennium he manifests a different color to show his compassion. In Satya Yuga, the people lived religious lives free from sin. Your son appeared in that age in a white color. In Treta Yuga, fire had three names: Dakshinagni, Garhapatya Agni, and Ahavanya Agni. In that age, your son appeared as the combination of these three fires, known as Yagya. In Dwapara Yuga, the Lord appears in a dark blue color resembling the Shyam color, dark blue complexion of your son. In Kali Yuga, the age of quarrel, he has a golden color. He will be addressed as Krishna, which is a combination of 5 letters, Karisana. By the first 4 letters of his name, he assumed the different colors of the 4 yugas. His present Shyam color signifies Vishnu, which is indicated by the last letter of Krishna's name. Therefore, he who now assumes the color of a blue sapphire is the origin of all other yuga avatars and shall be known as Krishna. He will be called Krishna for his ability to attract the hearts of his lovers and take away the sins of his devotees. The word Krishi means existence, and the letter Na signifies bliss. His primary name is Krishna because he is the personification of bliss and eternality. So different definitions given here. Krishna, because he has the ability to attract the hearts of his lovers and take away the sins of his devotees. The word Krishi means existence, and the letter Na signifies bliss. Krishna. His primary name is Krishna because he is the personification of bliss and eternality. Sometimes your youngest son combines with Yogamaya to appear as the son of the liberated son Vasudeva. For this reason, he will also be known throughout the world as Vasudev. It doesn't say that here, but Vasudev. Your son has all the qualities of Narayan, such as mercy. I think it's to forgiveness, truthfulness, and cleanliness. Saraswati, the goddess of learning, has put these concepts in my mind. Although Narayan is equal to Krishna, your son is the origin and Narayan is his expansion. Since your son possesses the power to maintain the universe, everyone will call him Narayan. Not only Saraswati proclaims this, but I also agree. My words fail to reach extent of your son's unlimited glories. Nanda Maharaj, you are fortunate to have such a phenomenal child. By his mercy, you will easily overcome all difficulties now and in the future. Not only that, but anyone who loves your son will have all his desires fulfilled. Benediction. Anyone who loves your son will have all his desires fulfilled. Though the Pandits have attained the rare fortune of knowing everything, still they will not be able to fathom the identity of your son. Do not reveal this confidential truth to anyone. Then Garga Muni picked up Krishna. He removes all distress and placed him on his lap. From the touch of Krishna, the sage experienced ecstatic symptoms such as horripilation and hairs standing erect. At that moment, Garga Muni thought, "Aha! This boy is displaying unprecedented effulgence. How can this child's transcendental brilliance appear along with material objects such as kajal, a cloud, a blue lotus, and a blue sapphire?" Expert pundits have explained this by saying that the Brahman has appeared on earth as the effulgence of your jewel-like son. After giving the boys a final loving embrace, Garga Muni placed them on Nanda's lap and prepared to leave. Nanda Maharaj stood up and respectfully escorted Garga Muni outside. Krishna's pastimes of stealing butter. Krishna's pastimes of crawling about and drinking his mother's breast milk gradually stopped. Soon he walked on his lotus feet and started stealing butter. Is there anyone who did not feel unlimited bliss when the Lord, who is the very source of bliss, enacted his childhood pastimes? One day, when no one was looking, Krishna began his pastimes of stealing fresh butter. Startled upon seeing his own reflection in a jeweled inlaid pillar, he shivered in fear and said, "Oh dear brother, don't tell mother. I will save some butter for you and you may enjoy it too." Krishna thought the reflection was his brother. Huh? Leaking? A bird. Oh. Not only a house, but the bird has kids over there too. They're waiting to be fed. Startled upon seeing his own reflection in a jeweled inlaid pillar, he shivered in fear and said, "Oh dear brother, do not tell mother. I will save some butter for you and you may enjoy it too." Watching her mischievous son from a hidden place, Mother Yasoda heard these sweet broken words with great relish. Then she innocently appeared before Krishna and Ram. Pointing to his effulgent reflection, Krishna said, "Oh, Ma, being very greedy, this boy came here today to steal your butter. Although I forbade him, he did not listen to me. And when I got angry with him, he also got angry, but I am not at all greedy for butter." One day while Yasoda was outside the house, engaged in some domestic activities, she left him outside again. She left him inside, she went out. Okay. One day while Yasoda was outside the house, engaged in some domestic activities, inside the house, Krishna stole butter again. When Yasoda returned and called out, "Oh, my darling Krishna, where are you and what are you doing?" Hearing her, Krishna became afraid and stopped stealing butter. Pausing for a moment, he answered, "Mother, my hand started burning from the shining effulgence of my ruby bangles, so I stuck it in this butter pot to relieve the pain." Pleased by her son's clever words, Yasoda said, "Hey, Vatsa, please come sit on my lap. Oh, my darling, show me the burns on your hand." Then Yasoda kissed Krishna's hand and consoled him, saying, Look, your hand has been burned. So let me remove these ruby bangles." On another day, Krishna cried and rubbed his eyes with his flower bud-like palms. In a choked voice, he uttered unintelligible phrases. Even though Yasoda had previously scolded Krishna for stealing butter, this time she wiped the tears from his eyes with the edge of her sari. While tenderly caressing Krishna, she said, "Hey, Lal, all of our stock of butter actually belongs to you alone." One night, the soothing rays of the full moon illumined the courtyard of Nanda's house. Yasoda sat there with some elderly gopis while Krishna played nearby, gazing at the moon. Sneaking up behind Yasoda, Krishna removed the veil covering her head, loosened her braid, and patted her on the back to get her attention with his butter-soft lotus palms. His voice choked up as he continually cried. Yasoda's heart swelled with maternal love, so she indicated with a glance that her friends should attend to Krishna. Huh?
Long chapter.
Long chapter, but yeah, I can't stop. This is really good coming up. It's really good. So Yasoda, she was she was making butter, right? She was making butter. She was too busy making butter for Krishna. So even though Krishna was calling, it's another situation. Krishna was trying to get her attention. She asked the elderly gopis, "Can you see what he wants? Because I'm getting what he wants. So you can help me and see what he wants." So she indicated with a glance that her friends should attend to Krishna. With great respect and affection, the gopis enthusiastically lifted up Krishna and asked, "Oh, darling, what do you want? Do you want some kheer?" Krishna said, "No, no." "Do you want some thick, creamy yogurt?" Krishna replied, "No, no." "Do you want some cheese?" Again, Krishna said, "No, no. I want freshly churned condensed butter." The gopis continued, "Do not lament or be angry with your mother. What do you mean by condensed butter?" Pointing his little index finger to the full moon, Krishna replied, "I want that freshly churned condensed butter." The elderly gopi said, "Oh, Vatsa, do not mistake the moon for a huge piece of butter. It is a Rajahamsa gliding across the lake. the sky. Krishna said, then give me that Rajahamsa so I can play with him. Quickly catch him before he reaches the bank of the lake. Full anxiety, Krishna kicked his legs and cried loudly, give me, give me. While Krishna showed his childish antics, some other gopis said, oh darling, they have lied to you. What you see is not a Rajahamsa, but it is the moon hanging in the sky, and it is called Chandra. Krishna said, then give me that Chandra. I really want it, so I can play with it. Right now, get it. Yasoda placed her crying son on her lap and comforted him. Darling, it is freshly churned condensed butter. Definitely it is not Rajahamsa, nor is it the moon. So she's going to try to reason with him. Regardless, I can never give it to you. Just see, by chance or by the arrangement of providence, it has poisonous spots on it. Although it looks very tasty, no one in this world can eat it. Then Krishna said, Mother, why is it stained with spots of poison? What is poison anyway? Seeing a change in Krishna's mood, Mother Yasoda embraced him and spoke in a gentle, sweet voice. She's thinking, I've diverted his attention. Listen attentively, my dearest son. There is an ocean of milk called Shirag Sagar. Krishna says, Mother, please tell me about that. How many milk cows made that ocean? Yasoda, darling, the milk ocean was not made by cows. Krishna, Mother, you are lying to me. How can there be milk without cows? Yasoda, the one who gave cows the ability to produce milk can also make milk even without cows. Krishna, who is he? Yasoda, he is the Lord, cause of creation. He is Bhagavan. He is immovable and all-pervading. Although he is everywhere, I cannot show him to you. Krishna, well, Mother, are you telling me the truth? Yasoda, long ago the demigods and the demons had a fight. To favor the demigods and bewilder the demons, the Lord churned the ocean of milk under a mountain, served as a churning rod, and Vasuki, the king of the serpents, offered his body for the rope. The demons and demigods stood on opposite sides, pulling that rope. Krishna, Mother, did they churn the way the gopis do? Yasoda, yes, my son. The churning of the Kshirsagar produced a poison named Kalakuta. Krishna, Mother, how did churning milk produce poison? Only snakes have poison. Yasoda, darling, Mahadev drank that poison, but the snakes drank the drops of poison that fell from his mouth. As a result, they now have poison. The poison rising from that milk is also the energy of the Lord. Krishna, yes, Mother, that is indeed true. Yasoda, darling, this condensed butter you are seeing in the sky is produced from that Kshirsagar. That is why the moon is spotted with the remnants of that poison. Look carefully, do you see it? Therefore, do not try to eat that butter, but please take my freshly churned butter instead. After hearing this description, Krishna felt sleepy, so Mother Yasoda put him to rest in an opulent golden bed on a fluffy, soft mattress, whiter than powdered camphor. The next morning, Yasoda brought butter, yogurt, and other eatables to Krishna's room. Lovingly fondling his body, she said, wake up. God forbid, you seem to be weak from not eating sufficiently yesterday. After Krishna awoke, Yasoda cleansed his mouth with scented water. Then she offered him a golden plate full of butter, yogurt, and other delights while saying, "O my beloved son, take whatever you like." Krishna replied, "Mother, I will not eat anything that you have brought me. Last night you lied to me and put me to sleep, and I felt distressed due to hunger." Yasoda said, "Krishna, if you went to sleep, then who stole the butter?" Krishna replied, "Mother, when did I steal your butter? You are lying." With his charming transcendental pastimes, Krishna continually captivated the heart of Mother Yasoda. Sometimes while roaming in the courtyard, Krishna caught a stray calf, put it on his lap, and kissed it with his lotus mouth. Seeing this, Yasoda felt both pleased and apprehensive. In the pasturing ground, Krishna sometimes grabbed the tail of a calf. Startled, the calf would jump up and run away, dragging Krishna, dressed only by the wind, behind him. Thus the uncovered Brahman, personified, stole the hearts of the Vrajavasis.